Good morning. Now today we're doing a 2019 reflection tag, and Joan over at Joan's Point of Plate tagged me. Now I'll be honest, I read through the questions. Even before I read the questions, I didn't want to do it because I don't have anything to reflect on pretty much. I got to thinking, well, I told my friends this will be the most depressing video you'll probably see. If you go through everybody's tag, this is not going to be the same because I kind of have to rework it to fit my life because my life is, well, there's not much to it. I'll just be honest. And I've already told myself I'm just not going to cry. You know, I cry so much on here that it's eventually going to be like, what's she going to cry about next? But it happens. So I was looking at the questions, and I'll read them to you. I can't really answer them because I don't have the answers. Let me just start. What is the one thing you did in 2019 that you're most proud of? Now, I can't answer that. And other girls have answered the same thing because it's all happened to us in the same year. And that is start my YouTube channel. I did it thinking it was going to be for me to be accountable. And it has been because even when I've gone off the rails, I've still been thinking about it. Where before I would go off, then I'd put it out of my mind. No big deal. But I knew I had to answer to y'all, even the good and the bad. And what has come of it the most are these connections that I have made with a lot of y'all. It is insane to me to believe how you can treat. I'm a total stranger. You hear about my life through my stories and just the stuff that runs off my mouth. Y'all know that about me, but I'm a stranger to you. And the fact that you're so kind and caring to a stranger blows my mind. So I'm proud that I actually did it, that I stepped out of, my comfort zone. Now, if y'all have seen some of my videos, y'all know I don't worry about, like, out in public, my looks and what people think, that kind of thing. But to, like, talk about stuff, I talk to y'all about stuff I don't talk to my family about. And that is the truth. So I'm proud that I actually took that step. And I'm glad that I did because I'm glad that I met all y'all. Now, what was the most fun event happening vacation from 2019? Well, there wasn't one. We did no vacation. We get one probably every 3 years. And it's usually the beach. And that's because, first of all, my husband's a workaholic. And you just cannot hardly get him away from his job. And second of all, these days, I'm not mobile. I can't do things that normal people can do. I can't, stand up and walk. And I just can't. So my mobility is a big factor in why we don't do things. So that's why there's nothing, like there were concerts I wanted to go to, but I can't walk, from a parking lot up to the venue. We had a concert in our park. We're a small town, but our, whatever department, Parks and Recreation, I don't know, whatever department handles it, they get us some really cool stuff in the summertime. So we had Rick Springfield. And boy, he is from the day. I love Rick Springfield. And I wanted to go so bad, but I could not, even with the handicap parking, there's no way I could walk from there to the park. So we did nothing. My event is when Criminal Minds comes on all day. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm not joking. So we didn't have anything. The funnest thing was starting this channel. That's the funnest. So I can't give you any fun stories about any vacations. What's one thing you learned in 2019? I learned, I guess, that I have to keep going. That I don't really have a choice. I have a family that depends on me. Such that it is. I can only do so much, but they still depend on mama. And they still depend on me. My husband still depends on his wife just for what I can do. So I learned that it might not be much, but I can keep going. I want to give up a lot of times, but I don't. So I guess that's something I learned. And I told you I wasn't going to cry. That's something else I learned. I might as well quit telling y'all that because it's not true. Name one thing you do better now than you did at this time last year. Oh, nothing. Because everything's just worse. Health-wise, it's just worse. And so, I don't know. Maybe what I just said, keep on keeping on. Maybe I do that better this year because I have more to keep going through. Not going through as in going through stuff. I have more to push through than I had last year. So maybe I learned that I can push stronger than I pushed last year. Are you setting a New Year's resolution? And if so, what? Never have. I am not the kind of person that can follow through. I do not follow through. And I especially don't follow through to myself. I can tell myself, okay, you do this by such and such. Well, it's not going to happen. The same way with why I said I was accountable on here for my food, because I am not going to tell myself, don't eat that until you lost 5 pounds. I want a tattoo. Well, I have tattoos. Obviously, y'all seen those. But I always want a tattoo. Always. So I would try to say, okay, you can have a tattoo when you hit, this many pounds. That didn't happen. When I want a tattoo, I'm going to get a tattoo. I am a stubborn to myself. I don't stick to what I say because I'm stubborn enough that if I want something, I'm just going to do it. And I've learned that about that's something I already knew that. So I didn't learn it last year. I already know it. I guess I learned it a little bit more because never did I set like little milestones or anything like that. And I think I tried. I tried one on Connect, a good friend that I had made on there last year. And it was like, I've never had a manicure or a pedicure. I'm 57 years old. So I was like, you know what? When I hit 40 pounds, I'm going to get me one. Never did hit 40 pounds. Never did get it. But the point is, if I wanted it, I would have got it. Wouldn't care if it was 40 pounds or not. So, yeah, I don't set those. Do I have any events or vacations planned for 2020? I have one I want to plan, but I've got to come a lot farther with my health. I've got to be where I can walk because it's useless and a waste of time and money for me to go anywhere now because I would just have to sit in a motel room. And my poor husband, he would just have to sit with me. He stuck along on this ride and he didn't ask for it. But, he's sticking around. But his work, they give them weekend vacation. It was after, I can't remember how many years. After so many years on the job. He's been there 15 now. And they gave him one. You know what? It may have been 10 years because we put some stuff off. Like I said, he just don't quit. He don't quit working to hardly do nothing. But they give you a vacation. You have to sign up. And you got 1 year to use it. Okay. That year came and went. Well, my health has been going down for a long time. And he's been a workaholic. He had 2 jobs when I met him. So there's nothing new. Well, we didn't do it. And I got to feeling bad. I'm like, he earned that. And so I wrote a letter to the president of the company. And I just explained to him, it was me. I had had a lot of health problems that year. And I didn't think it was fair that I let it lapse because of me after he earned it. And that man, bless his heart, he sent David 2 vacations. He replaced the one that I let slide and gave him an extra one. So we did use won 3 years ago. I was able to get around better that year. The second one, I've got, I hope I have not let it run out. Honestly, I don't know if I have. But I really want to use that next year. I like to go to the beach, but it's hard. Like, we did go last year, and it's very hard walking in that sand. If you've ever been to the beach and you have issues being steady, you know it's very hard. He practically had to carry me, holding me up. So I do want to go to the beach next year. I want to have gotten to where I can be steady enough to walk on the sand, to go from the motel to the ocean, because I like oceanfront. I like to get up and look out the window and see the ocean. I like to hear the waves, smell the air, which you can smell it from the second row, but it smells better on the front row. So that is my plan. I want to go to the beach. Name one thing you hope happens in 2020. I know, because I have so much weight to lose, I'm not going to lose enough to get either knee or back surgery next year. But I'm hoping I'm halfway. That's a lot of weight. I hope that I can stick to it enough to at least get halfway. I will be, I have not calculated how much I would have to weigh to get to the BMI. He said for my back, and it's I think I told y'all, it's like a government thing that they've got into, and you have to have a 40% BMI, and I'm way far from that. So I've not calculated how much I would have to weigh to get to a 40% BMI. If I could do that, then I could have my back surgery. If I lose 100 pounds, I can get my knees replaced. So I would like to be close to that next year. If not, no, I'm going to go ahead and say I cannot lose 100 pounds. I just don't see that happening. This up and down business, even on track. But we can keep our fingers crossed. Then the last thing is, where do you see yourself this time next year? Well, they say if you want it to happen, you've got to visualize it. So I guess I should visualize what I just told you. Maybe 100 pounds lighter. Maybe a surgery on the books. Maybe I have a knee scheduled. Maybe I have a back scheduled. I don't know. I have to do the math. So I see myself in a better place than I am now. I see myself maybe being able to walk. Maybe I could go to the mall. It sounds stupid, but they're simple things. Simple things that if you're able to do, you take for granted. I took a lot of things for granted. Just simple. Going to the mall, going store to store. I can't get from the parking lot in there without struggling, much less walking around it. And we got that big mall. Oh, I want to go so bad. It's been years. I did go. Holly took me to see Randy Travis. I know y'all know that because I told y'all a bunch. And so I did. She got me, from the parking lot up into the store, which the bookstore is right there at the entrance. So I didn't have far to go. And so just little things like that. I would like to see myself be able to get out and do normal people things. Ride in a car, for a trip. Just simple stuff like that. And like I said, maybe a surgery on the books. So I apologize for crying, as per usual. It'll probably always be that way, as long as y'all are with me and make me tell y'all stuff. Then you're probably going to get the waterworks. So I hope I didn't depress you too much. Make you have to go find something happy to do to get this out of your system. So anyway, I am going to tag one person, and that is Tracey over at Trials of a Long-Haired Girl. Now, Tracey is hosting her first collab that will come up Saturday. And it is a Word of the Year collab. Very interesting idea there. She does that on her own. And so she decided she wanted to do a collab. And so she's invited a bunch of us to come do that with her. So stick around for Saturday to find out my Word of the Year. And stick around because I'm going to have a box of Kleenex on tap. So I hope this was okay for you. I hope that I didn't do it an injustice as far as the tag goes. So that's all. And I guess this is a reflection of 2019. I can say I hope y'all take time to reflect on it. You might not have anything to look back on, but you know what I meant to mention. When I sit here and talk to you, things just come to mind. I do have 3 things to reflect on, and that's my husband and my children. Because I think I told you, they depend on me, but they love me and they take care of me. And they know I do have limitations, but they love me despite them. And my husband, he takes care of me. He takes care of his mama. He takes care of his sister. He works tons, and he takes care of me. And he takes care of this house. And I do have that to reflect on. Because if it wasn't for him taking care of me, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you. I don't know what I'd be. I don't know. That's my repairman. So that's a good time to just stop talking. And I'm going to go pick up and see if they're going to come fix my fridge. So, okay, bye.